up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Murda and we are locked in. This is episode 4 of PValley, and we know that the Dirty Dozen tour has officially kicked off. We know that we got a little bit of drama out there, but it doesn't matter because we in these streets. Lil Murda, Miss Mississippi, they tearing up the city. We also know that back at the Pink, things ain't running as smoothly as we expected them to run, but we gonna get about that jam because Hailey ain't selling for less than 10 mil. Now, before we jump into this, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button, it's the easiest thing you can do. Also, follow me on Instagram, Murda. We're trying to get that up also. This week, what do we see? We pick up where we left off. We're on the week 2 of the Dirty Dozen tour. Now, we seen that Little Murda and our boy, Big Teak, they got a closer relationship and bond from when they were in jail and Teak held it down. So hopefully these two, their partnership can continue to grow, and also we can keep away Lil Pico because right now, Big Teak ain't feeling them. So let's jump into it. This is episode 4 of PValley. Cold chills, prison cells. They got that mask off playing. Whoever this lady is, she got her mask on, whispers in her face, and she's throwing big bands. I'm talking about money. I'm talking more money than I would throw in the strip club. But hey, this looks like a good night at the Pink. It looks like everybody getting money tonight, especially on the main stage. And just like that, we went from playing Future's mask off to you need to put that mask on because it looks like Rona is about to spread around the building. This scripper then coughed all in her mouth. Like, come on, man. This sneeze was just unnecessary. You got to be able to, block that. And she just catching it all in the face. Pause. Well, it turns out this lady, Laura, she's part of the health inspection and she's looking around the Pink because why not indulge? Why not take some of that company money? Because you're doing an investigation. So technically it's legal to take this money in here because you're undercover. And she's shutting the place down for health and safety reasons because no one has their mask on in a close vicinity. Y'all know the rules. Yeah, the mask mandate may be lifted on the outside, but inside there's still a little bit of social distancing. There's still a little bit of regulation that needs to follow, and she got on the mic and shut it down. Okay, Miss Lauren, I got more respect for you. This is the same things I would have been doing if I was still in the military. I was bioenvironmental. Now, I wasn't in there during this pandemic, but I have experience because I was on the response team for Ebola. So I know everything that she's talking about, and these regulations, they actually do help. Those HEPA filters up in the AC unit, they actually help. But Big L and Uncle Clifford know that all of this is going to cost more money. Partitions in between everybody, separating. Yeah, we open, but we ain't making as much money. And she trying to shut it all down. Uncle Clifford ain't trying to hear that. They talking about they got another inspection in 24 hours. Now, this typically happens just because you're operating a business and you knew that there were guidelines you got to follow. So anytime they pop up, you got to be ready. And if it isn't up to standard in 24 hours, it's a $25,000 fine. Now, Uncle Clifford told me, ain't nobody got that money, but what is she just saying? What have I been telling y'all? Don't live outside your means. How the hell does Uncle Clifford have a Birkin bag, but blew $216,000 and didn't have enough money to even buy the Pink back? You're living outside your means. You're living wrong. Sell that Birkin. You have enough money. Now, that's what you got to do. You got to call them out. You remember Uncle Clifford got pulled in the city. They looked, pulled a mask, and wait a minute. You had an affair. Well, you got a divorce from your husband. You threw up. We remember you. You were drunk. Yeah, we remember that divorce party. Yeah. So what did she do? She knocks the fine down from $25,000. She said $11,000 off. So $14,000. That's still a hefty fine for 24 hours. Well, you remember we seen in the trailer for this week that our girl Roulette was about to get into it because one of the girls called her out. You remember last week in the champagne room, a guy was like, who got them DSLs, them skin lips? Y'all know what I'm talking about, because who is making a little bit of money on the side? Roulette. Where is she making it? In the business, out in the cars, it don't matter. She making a little bit of money. But when you call somebody out, you got to stand on that. And what did Roulette do? She rushed her. Now, it's peanut butter time. She got 10,000 people on her Instagram live because she instantly turned it on. And you know, if anybody's popping on Instagram, when they go live, everybody gonna watch. So now everybody gonna want to come down to the Pink to see Roulette. Not only shake her tail feather up there, but get on some of the other scrippers' ass. Viral. I don't know if y'all been in clubs and y'all seen fights. Now, there's two things that can go on when security is dragging you out. One, if security is dragging you out like how they're doing roulette clearly won. But most of the time, security is always dragging out the one that got their ass whooped. That's usually if they can't get up and function no more. But right now, you got to get roulette, the winner, up out of here because she's a little too vicious for this victim. After the fight, Big L takes roulette in the back. Now, she's talking about, if you're going to fire me, then go ahead and fire me. And Big L is saying, what, for fighting? But Big L knows that roulette is probably out here making a little bit of money on the side, especially because they both seen each other last week at the end of the episode. When him and Duff, they were getting the, to work off the truck. They seen her get out the car and she seen them drop a package full of Oxy. Now, he's saying, you may be a pretty girl, but you can still get finesse. And he's telling her, sometimes you got to be dirty, but make sure you're the one doing the finessing. So this right here could be a potential partnership between Big L, her, and Duff. Because we seen her and Duff, they kind of got a little liking for each other. And also, Duffy, whatever the white boy's name is, he talking about he wants to quit for Gidget. But Big L, he's a hustler. His mind's always working. If I can get roulette to get with Duff, then I could potentially keep him on a little bit longer. They got the Pank on TV. They got Hazel London and Geronda Henderson on here talking about, if you can't go to the Pank, then where the hell can you go? Go to church. But the Pink, Pissy in the Pink, patron and homegirl upset by strip club closure because they're saying that this is potentially a super spreader event here. What did we expect? Mama Benz, aka Patrice, is going ahead and announcing that she's running for mayor. Now, we know that Mercedes is on the phone with Uncle Cliff talking about, damn, I can't believe we shut down. Uncle Clifford said we're going to be up tomorrow, but now they created a monster. We got Mama Benz, Miss Patrice, running for mayor. She got the food bank on lock. She got mixtapes. She's doing everything around the city. She even called out the intern mayor. Now, guess what? She's running, and it looks like it's going to get a little bit crazy in the paint because she's going to be against Mercedes and them. She already told the sheriff last week, y'all need to be worried about the paint. They clapping cheeks. All we doing is clapping hands over here. When that money called, Coach said, you got to finish that Mercedes experience you started. Meet me at the condo. I'll fly you in at 4. That means you got to get on that road. 10 bands is up there. Now, we wasn't paying her 10 bands for that first night because she had to get up and she had that little kid music on there. So you got to come make up this other $8,500. Now, Miss Mississippi, she out here making it happen. Of course, Rome is holding it down for her. He is the better manager out of him and Wody. Wody is trying to save money. Rome, he kind of got backed into the corner to spend more bread on Mississippi, but we got the eyelashes up. And also, you get to not only come down and get the new eyelashes from Miss Mississippi, but you get to see her in Little Murda in concert. The only thing is she's looking at that poster and like, that thing got me a little bit lighter than what I am. Mississippi want that natural light on her. That she want to show off that sexy chocolate. You know what I'm saying? I just told you about the comparison between Wody and Rome. Rome is out here putting up promo. He's getting her all kind of brand deals. Little Murda talking about, where my promo at? And Wody's looking around like, yeah, you would look good in some lashes. Basically saying, look, this Hirsch, that's your promo. And he said, you Uncle Murda looking ass. You remember last week I accidentally called Uncle Clifford Uncle Murda. I'm already ahead of the show because, hey, you know what he was getting at? He knows about them too. And that's why Little Murda winked at him to go ahead and kill him, to get him to shut up, talking about him and Uncle Clifford. Uncle Murda, Uncle Clifford. Mississippi is showing Little Murda what was going on at the Pank, roulette whooping ass. But guess who just came in town? Our girl Gidget. So she gonna go ahead and ride through Birmingham with us. Now Mississippi at least got a running mate to talk to, and it's not just her and all dudes. We know Teak just got out of prison, but what he's doing is watching a video of an unarmed man being shot down by the police. Now, he's been in jail, he's dealt with the cops, and Rome is saying, man, I wonder what he did. And Big Teak is looking at him like, why he had to do something. Most of the time, these men aren't doing anything. They're either surrendering, giving themselves up, or they're running away, but they're still getting gunned down. So Big Teak comes at it with Rome like, hey, bro, what do you mean? What did he do? Big T ain't gonna stand for that. Now, what you see here is an empty hallway, but Hailey was just here, and what she was doing was looking back into the room where Montavious got killed, and she's hearing things. But then she comes to it and she walks off. But what do we see? We see a hat here. This is symbolizing that the ghost may still be here inside of the pink. Because you remember she said paint the walls red because blood always seeps back through. We also heard Diamond say, I need to keep this ring because this is what's going to protect us against Montavious. So this could be the ghost of mine. We're going to call it the ghost of Monty. After Hailey leaves, thinking she's hearing voices, she goes outside and it's Corbin. And you know he's on her. He's applying that pressure. But she's already said that, hey, look, whether we shut down or not, we not selling the pink unless it's $10 million. And Corbin is saying, you're eventually going to go up under it. You shut down. That's money you losing out on. But she's standing firm. And right now she does have the upper hand. The only thing about this business is Corbin has bread. So he can hold off a little bit longer than them unless they can generate some more revenue. So basically she's looking at the oppressor in his face and telling him, we ain't selling $10 million. They call that Big D energy. And you remember they talked about 500,000. She's holding firm to 10 million. Corbin says, I'll give you $1 million. So when you have some property that somebody wants or any kind of item, you just hold on to it and you see what they're going to offer. Now he's asking for $1 million. That means they can go up above $1 million. They were trying to lowball you from the beginning anyway. Andre pulls up in the Cadillac, and when he comes in the house, he hears something. A little, He goes upstairs, Brittany up here, topping the man off. Now, this man is naked. I'd ask him respectfully, put your clothes on and leave, sir, because I got that thing on me, pause. But while they fighting, if you listen closely, when he first throws him on the ground, this grown-ass naked man said, nigga, that's the noise you making when you getting your ass whooped? You didn't stand a chance. You let Andre whoop on you. Now, Brittany, you out here wilding out. Dr. Brittany talking about, you're choking him, let him go. Fellas, ladies, listen to me. When you're in this event and something like this is happening, this scenario, you can't get mad at that nigga. Now, we don't know if Brittany told him that she was married or what was going on. That's why I said I'm going to tell him to get dressed. I got my thing on me. I ain't got no issue with you. A man gonna be a man. A nigga gonna be a nigga. I gotta talk to my wife. Like, why you got this nigga up in my spot? Because the issue isn't with you and him. We don't know what he knows. All he knows is Brittany could have said, yeah, me and my husband, we're separated. See what I'm saying? But this is another reason you don't go to people's houses, especially somebody that's potentially married. You might get choked out with your balls out. This is Dr. Dante. You remember the one that came out and said, hey, Dr. Brittany, we need you. Yeah, she talking about Andre, where your mask at? You just had your mouth full talking about where your mask at. She talking about we were both doctors. Yeah, okay. Both doctors. Now she talking about you wasn't supposed to be back till next week. First of all, I'm not talking to no woman that just had another man's stuff in her mouth. We ain't being this close. We ain't talking to each other. There's nothing we need to talk about right now. You need to either dip up out of here or go brush your teeth, mouthwash it, then come back in here and talk to me. But Andre is saying, this ain't my house. Your mama always let me know this. And then what did she say? How you gonna take a job in Mississippi running for mayor for your goddaddy, but when my dad offered you a job, you turned it down? He just told you how your family was. Your family said he wasn't good enough. Your family wanted you to marry your doctor. So why would he go work for your daddy when he's in a house and your parents already don't respect him enough to even say that at his house also? You see, he would have worked for your daddy and he would have just been up under your family again. Oh, no good Andre. We had to get him a job. No good Andre. We had to get him a house. So this is a lose-lose situation for Andre. At least Andre, since it ain't his house, can go to Mississippi. He got a little spot to stay. He can run for mayor and start your own legacy. Hell, your wife is up here going crazy. You ain't even did nothing. You flirted with Hailey a little bit, but you ain't did nothing. Mercedes shows up to Coach's spot. You know that $10,000 a weekend, and he flies in at 4. But when she gets there, guess who's there? Coach's wife, Farrah. So she's saying, I'm sorry I ran out last time. You know, I've never done anything like that. You hear Mercedes talking about, yeah, I never done anything like that either. But they like, don't worry about it. Coach actually calls. She's saying, oh yeah, your stuff is here. Mercedes gets back on that pole. She got to test out that arm strength. And guess what? Farrah starts taking pictures. So this might be an unlikely combination here. You want to get back into photography. Now you have a sexy image to take. Whew. Look at that thing up there, Miss Mercedes. You hear Coach's wife talking about, yeah, all that may be in that NDA. I see that you read the contract, Mercedes, after you signed it, but we seen you read the NDAs, and as long as you don't tell Coach, I won't say nothing either. Sometimes my finger get a little itchy and I get to snapping. Y'all know how it was during the pandemic. Everything was sold out. Nothing was staying on the shelves, especially when you were trying to reopen and you were trying to get these safety precautions to go ahead and meet those regulations. Now, Big L, he calls up Duff, and what do they got? They got a whole truck full of people. Now, it's hot as hell in the back of these semis. If you ain't ever been in the back of a trailer with a forklift or something, trust me, it's hot as hell. And for these brothers to be sitting in the back, riding around, you know they bumping around, but they show up, and Duff, he's the connect we need. Well, guess what? Toy, the one that's out here sneezing, talking about his allergies. You know everybody was trying to cover up what they sneeze and coughs were back in the day. We can say that because we done made it pretty far since 2020. But Diamond even shows up. They got all hands on deck. Now we just need everyone to wear their masks. They go in. Hey, we back in business. Now they stuck in traffic. We know that Gitches actually pushing the whip because Big T ain't want to drive. Now while they sitting there in traffic, Gidget changes the channel. And guess who we hear on the radio? DJ Never Scared. And what did I tell you? When he was at the house, he was talking to Never Scared, talking about, hey, I want you to come on the road. Well, when he was with Wody, and he said, I'm in the studio. Well, hey, DJ Never Scared is getting this break. And now Little Murda is looking like, wait a minute. He low-key about to blow up without me. But this is good. You keep that relationship between Never Scared. You come back, drop some heat with him. This ain't gonna do nothing but keep you relevant because he got hits on the radio. And just as I was saying, Wody is like, hey, we gonna get up on that remix because Never Scared is looking out for him. Never Scared got his opportunity with Little Murda. You know, stepping stones. Now Little Murda is like, I'm gonna give you that record. Wody said, oh, we gonna give it to you tonight. Now Miss Mercedes, the Mercedes experience, we giving it to everybody. Coach's wife, Farrah, it don't matter. Because Farrah's like, I wish I could get up there. Mercedes said, all you gotta do is have a little bit of skin. The pole and the skin, they go together. So Mercedes is giving y'all the pole facts. Now she talking about, I can't get up there, I might fall. Mercedes said, but you might fly also. Now she trying to see if she could twerk. Mercedes is touching on her a little bit, talking about, yeah, that's that twerk muscle right there. You gotta let that thing go. I want to know where that twerk muscle is. I want to touch that twerk muscle, see if we can get that thing to twerk. She talking about, I don't know if I can. Mercedes said, if you get that stick out your butt. Hey, Coach is about to come in here and say, all right, look, the Mercedes experience is for me and me only. Farrah, you need to go get your own experience somewhere else. Farrah's talking about, I just never thought I could do that. And now look at me crying in front of a scripper. Now Mercedes gets offended by that because look at you. You naked now. You doing the same thing I'm doing. Yeah, the only thing is I'm getting paid for it. Your husband's paying for it. Now, I don't know why she got upset because she was calling her a scripper and saying I'm crying in front of a scripper. It didn't seem like it was belittling or anything. You're a stripper. That's like me saying, man, I just cried in front of a photographer. She's a photographer. It is what it is. But you making 10 bands. It don't matter what the fuck they talking about. They ain't disrespecting you. She thought that she was gonna hate Mercedes, but in reality, she's looking at Mercedes like, damn, okay, you doing your thing. And it wasn't Coach that texted her. It was Farrah that texted her and said, I never seen a woman hold her weight like you. So now Mercedes is looking at it like, damn, I'm actually inspiring to you, girl. Yeah. She was just being honest with you, Mercedes, but she's actually looking at you for inspiration and motivation. Now, Grandma, you know, she got diabetes. You got to check that blood. I know about it. My pops got it. You know what I'm saying? Stick the finger. Hey, Dad, leave that sugar alone. But she looking around talking about, oh, no, the only sugar I need is Mr. T'Challa over there. He talking about my name, Godfrey. She said, ain't that a white name? Grandma out here wilding out. Now, you know what happens when an event takes place. Everybody going to tell their own story. Some of it's the truth. Some of it's stretching the truth. Some of it's the furthest thing away from the truth. They talk about Diamond's back. I heard he went crazy. Keyshawn put a gun on him. He was fighting her baby daddy. Keyshawn had shot up the club. They coming up with all kinds of stories. When in reality, Keyshawn just pulled a gun. You remember it happened so fast to her, she pulled it out on Diamond and she went home with white boy Derrick. But everybody's story has a little bit of truth in it. Now Diamond's back, and he hasn't been back since the Montavious incident. And of course, he walks by the room, they got it all done up. But what is he seeing? He's seeing hands come out the ground. He's starting to visualize things that ain't really there, but that's that PTSD. And we know he's big with the spirits and everything. That's why he kept the ring to protect him. Now, I don't know if he needs that ring on him at all times, but right now, ain't nothing protecting him. You see certain cities, they're starting to implement curfews, and interim mayor Kelly, he's talking about 8 o'clock curfew. Now they just put up all of this plastic, put up hand sanitizer. Now they got some food, and he's talking about if you caught outside after the 8 p.m. curfew, you hit with a $500 fine. Now they just put in all this work at the Pink. They thought they was about to go to work. Not tonight, Tink. Not tonight. Uncle Clifford talking about everybody can just stay tonight here. There's enough spots. I'm not sleeping at no strip club. I'm sorry. I'm going to the crib Dola. They created a monster. Mama Ben's Miss Patrice. She's on here telling the citizens, the good people of the Lord, stay calm. We got this. I know y'all want to tear this place down, but stay calm. Now at this point, this is just all theatrics here. When you putting together a campaign, you got to be in front of that camera. You got to look like you the most important person. You got to look like you're a person of the people. But how could she be a person of the people when she robbing from her daughter? But you know, it don't matter. She got that church behind her. Everybody gonna believe Mama Ben's, especially when she giving out free food at that food bank and mixtapes on top of it. Andre walked in on his wife just disrespecting the house, had another man all up inside the house naked. So what did he do? He got up from Atlanta and drove all the way back down to the Pink because he had to get in the comfort of Miss Hailey. Andre, I done told you before, leave this woman alone, man. But this also aligns with everything I was saying. Him and Hailey, they could partner up. Corbin could put the money behind him. He runs for mayor. They got the Pink. They could still get some land for the casino. It could work out for everybody. But we're going to have to wait till tomorrow when Andre get off this bottle because he taking it to the head. Now, we know that there was an unarmed man that was gunned down. We seen Mama Patrice saying we want to burn the city down, but we shouldn't do that. Well, Roulette, she actually stormed off, and you seen that she was a little bit sad. Now, Duffy comes in and asks her what's going on, and she's saying that this happened to her brother a while back. So when you have something that relates to you and it hits home, I can understand going off like this. So this could be a traumatic thing for her, and it could be one reason why she's out here doing the things she's doing, because for her, she feels like all is lost. I lost my brother to some ignorance. We know Big L and Duffy got their little connection going on, and Diamond is back. But Diamond is trying to tell him, hey, you need to get up out the Pink because there's some bad stuff here, and this ain't really a spot. Or I don't know how long it's going to last with all these curfews and everything going down. But Big L is saying, nah, this is prime real estate because this is a one-stop shop. The Oxy comes in, then we can easily distribute it throughout the southern region. And that's why he's telling Diamond, I need security like you here, because he knows Diamond's going to put in that work. But Diamond also ain't going to ask no questions. He's going to also hold it down because the Montavious murder, they ain't said nothing. It's hush hush. And only these two know about the body. So Big L is trying to recruit some security so he can make his money on the side while also maintaining his job at the Pink. Diamond probably gets introduced to Big Bone because she's sitting down there in her little three-wheeler smoking a cigarette talking about, yeah, I'm Big Bone. I'm with the new girls and I ain't worried about no curfew. You know what I'm saying? I used to drive my daddy crazy, but I know about you, Diamond. You with the old crew. But the way them girls is talking, me and you could break curfew all night. Now Diamond sitting here listening to it. She talking about I've been riding bikes longer than I've been riding horses. I'm like, ooh, okay, Diamond. But I ain't falling for this. I just met you. I ain't going nowhere with you on this bike. I don't know if you can drive. I don't know what you're trying to do. You can come to the house, but I'm not about to ride with you. And she tossed him a helmet. And Diamond looking at it thinking, shit, first day back at the Pink. Why not? Now, Mercedes been giving the Mercedes experience to Miss Farrah. Farrah's talking about, ooh, I loved what we had going on. Can't wait to see you again. But now she's checking her messages, and you see everybody saying, I hope you safe. They protesting out here. This shit all over the news. Your mama too. Your mama is amazing. We all looking at it like your mama wilding out. Your mama just went into it with the interim mayor and the sheriff last night. Now she on the news talking about don't burn it down, people. So Mercedes, she has a lot going on. Now the Pink Posse group chat was jumping off because Uncle Clifford wanted all hands on deck, all scrippers on deck. We need everybody to help reopen the paint. We got to put up some barriers. We got to do all this. But Mercedes looks over and sees 10 bands, and she's thinking about $300 plus what comes off the door or 10 bands. That should be an easy decision, people. They all kicking it out in Birmingham because you remember there was a curfew put in place. So they turning up in the room. They got a little Murda smoking. Now listen, if you ain't a big smoker, don't just jump into inhaling like that. Just take you a quick puff, see if you can handle it or not. Also, if you're taking edibles, start off with like a 5 milligram. Don't be jumping into the 10 mgs. You ain't ready for all of that. Big Teak is paying attention to what's going on in the news. Little Murda talking about we turning up. He looked at him and said, ain't you supposed to be in your room doing your homework, aka recording that verse for DJ Never Scared for the remix so you can at least be on the radio? And guess what? Rome turned off the TV because he ain't trying to hear the news because they turning up. But we just seen Big Teak and Rome get into it over Rome saying, what did that man do to get shot down? So Big Teak, he ain't trying to deal with Rome like that. And we seen this building up. We already knew that this was going to happen. Big Teak is like, hey, what do you mean? What did he do for the cops to come? Rome talking about he did something. The cops had to come and get him. They had to restrain him. And then white girl Gidget. We got to change her name from white girl Gidget to white Karen. She talk about, I ain't scared of you. You need to calm down. Get into business she ain't got nothing to do with. And she want to talk all that tough talk because she knows Big T technically ain't going to put his hands on her. But why would you egg this man on? Now, Wody got to hold him back. But Wody, he ain't about to get himself hurt holding nobody back. And I feel him on that. Big T was over here just trying to watch the news. And they all attacked him. Now, Mississippi's over here crying. Gidget's over here yelling at Big T. They got to hold him back. But this might be her crying because she's thinking about white boy Derrick and how he called Diamond a gutter nigger. But she is black. His baby mama is black. His kid is black. If you feel that way about a black man, how do you feel about the two that you laid down with and the one that you fathered? So that could be a reason why Mississippi is crying. They done went into the back room. One of the workers is back there with his mask on talking about, I need to use the bathroom. They talking about burning man. That's what they jump straight to. He talking about he burning, so he just been working out here, putting up hand sanitizer, putting up plastic barriers, talking about his thing is burning. Uncle Clifford talking about, it's behind the DJ booth. He's like, DJ booth. Now, Uncle Clifford is telling all the girls, make yourself comfortable. Well, uncomfortable. Y'all stay in the night. But it looks like someone else has already been sleeping in this corner. It's a whole thing of cigarettes. Okay, we got some lingerie on the ground, a little bit of pillows, you know what I'm saying, some blankets. Who is sleeping in here? Big T back in the room, and he's thinking about everything that just transpired. Little Murda in there doing his homework, recording that verse. Now, you need somewhere that's isolated, not too much echo, so he got in the bathtub. Now, he's in there recording in the bathtub. Big T comes in and starts using the bathroom. So you got all that pee noise in the background. Now, when Little Murda got up out the bathtub, we know Big T was in there using the bathroom, and he was basically sizing them up. And I'm looking like, man, what's going on here? Now, Big T breaks down, and he starts talking about how the world doesn't want a nigga. Smart, dumb, tall, short. It doesn't matter. You're still a nigga. Now, I'm looking at it, and he's saying, Little Murda, you're going to be platinum. And I showed y'all this exclusive clip 2 weeks ago. Well, it was an exclusive photo. And Little Murda gets to kissing on Big T. And I'm looking at it like, what exactly was going on while they were in prison? But it looks like it transpired and carried over into the real world. And these two, they have a little of attraction to each other. So the exclusive clip photo that I had 2 weeks ago, my prediction was right. Now, we're not going to go into details of what happened in that scene. It was too explicit for me. Even I skipped through it. So y'all can go back and watch it. Let's get back to Miss Mississippi. Now, Gidget, she's hopping in an Uber. Now, this Uber is $365 from Birmingham, Alabama, all the way up to Nashville. I'm not paying that. I can get a flight on Southwest the next morning for less than that. Whole time, Wody was listening to the conversation between Mississippi and Rome. Rome is talking about, I'm going to tell Wody to go ahead and fire Big T. Big T gets the security. They need someone that's going to do something for him now. He's involved with the artist. Now that's a conflict of interest, but he's still security. We know that Andre drove all the way back down here and he's telling Hailey that he wants to run for mayor. And what did I predict? If he runs for mayor, this could potentially be a good thing for him and Hailey. Now, he's saying the thing that hurt him the most about Brittany is that she laughed at him for running for mayor. And Hailey is breaking down like, did you know Corbin and them, they asked for $1 million? So she knows that flipping this property is a good thing. If you can get the right amount of money, especially because a casino is potentially coming in. The whole time, Uncle Clifford and Mercedes is listening to it. But Uncle Clifford also hears that Hailey just said, aka Lakeisha Savage, that she's willing to flip the place without anyone else knowing about it. Uncle Clifford comes out and stops Andre from kissing Hailey. And I know Andre is like, damn it, not again. I was just about to get back in there. But Uncle Clifford is saying, you a businessman, but you trying to sell the pink. What you doing, Hailey? Lakeisha Savage? Hailey Cotton? Whatever your name is. You trying to sell the pink? Where we gonna go? And Hailey talking about, it wasn't gonna last forever. Uncle Clifford said, yeah, it wasn't gonna last forever. You trying to sell the pink and you living in the pink in the back room. Mercedes is talking about, I thought you was living with a friend. Because you remember Mercedes kicked her out after she got that 7 pounds removed from her in episode 2. So everybody's like, wait a minute. Hailey, you the boss, but you staying here in the red room, the champagne room? It ain't making no sense. Now all the scrippers in turn on Hailey. You even see one jump at her like, what's up, Hailey? What's up? Mercedes said, now I see what Montavious was saying about you. You a easy bee to hate. Well, guess what? The next morning, the pink ain't meet standards. That means an $11,000 fine. Better get it together. Get fined tomorrow. Lil Murda then woke up. He didn't have a night with Big Teak. And when he wakes up, Big Teak over in the window talking about who the hell is Cliff. Come on now. We got these niggas in their feelings going through each other's phones now. This tour is not going to make it long. Big Teak talk about all the time you been out, you ain't write me no postcard. Oh, brother, here we go. This Dirty Dozen tour is really about to get dirty. Now, Andre gets back to Tydell's house. We know he's been living there, but it turns out, you remember the will reading was a week later. Well, Andre missed that because he was up there and then he came back and guess what? Tydell kicked everybody up out the house. But you see the family members, they taking the furniture and everything because Tydell left the house in Andre's name. Now she talk about, I don't know, what made ugly ass Tydell give up his house, but I hope you like this dump. Now it's a dump. When you were living in it for free, it wasn't a dump. Now it's a dump because he left it to Andre, but you taking out all the furniture. Now it's a dump. When you got 4 damn watches on your arm, now it's a dump. Andre, this is your chance to become great. Run for mayor, brother. And just like that, Andre calls Corbin, meet me at my headquarters. Tydell Ruffin's old house is the new headquarters for the potential mayor, Andre. Man, God bless America. Everybody in the hearse, but ain't nobody talking. Rome got into it with Big Teak last night. Big Teak got into it with Rome. Big Teak got into it with Gidget. We also heard that Rome wanted to get Big Teak fired. Wody heard the whole conversation. Little Murder and Big Teak had their little incident in the room. Big Teak wants to know who Cliff is, and now Cliff is texting Little Murder talking about the world seem like it falling apart, ain't it? You okay? So man, the Dirty Dozen tour. We all predicted there was going to be problems, but we didn't expect it to be like this. Papa was a rolling stone, doom, 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 doom. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, all he left us was alone. PValley episode 4. Let me know what you're thinking about the Big Teak and Lil Murda relationship, and where's it going to go? How is this going to make that Dirty Dozen tour go? Is it going to flow, or are they going to hit some bumpy roads throughout this? Let me know what you think. I'm Morocco. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you tune in tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, for the live after show discussion of PValley episode 4. I'm Morocco. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.